Hello. Today we're talking about a problem that only affects a very small minority of the Deltarune community, and that is bad Deltarune reviews. But this is a very interesting case, because what started off as a controversial review, to say the least, turned into an absolute goddamn rabbit hole, where at the end of it, honestly, we just completely lost the plot.
Cast Snowgrave on all.
So yeah, if you want to experience absolute brain rot while also hearing shitty opinions about Deltarune, then stick around until the end of the video. Or just quit halfway through and we start to lose it. I don't know. Either way, enjoy. I was on Twitter the other day and I saw people quite frankly upset about a video that was made. And it's not this video here. It's not the one titled I Don't Like Deltarune Chapter 5. It's the one below it, in fact. The one called Responding to the Most Racist Deltarune Review. I am with a friend. Say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I too am in this episode.
Hi, yeah. Okay. You've not watched either videos. I watched the first one. I watched the one that up top in its entirety prior to this. I will say he does make a couple points that I think are valid. He also makes a couple arguments that I think are stupid. Nothing in the video was racist. Like, full stop, there was not a he didn't even bring up the topic of race. The only, like, racial thing about the video is the thumbnail, which is, like, a fucking, like, picture of George Floyd, but, like, edited to be blue, from Deltarune. I have not watched the second video, the guy saying that that the first video is racist. So we're gonna watch the first video and go over a couple of his arguments and see where we agree and disagree. And then we're gonna go through the absolute fucking unfiltered slop that is this response down here and see how batshit insane this guy is. For context, I think Chapter 5 was the best chapter so far. I thought it was really good.
True.
Although this guy does bring up a couple of fair arguments against it. I just personally thought it was the best chapter. Of course, it wasn't perfect, but it was the best so far. Much better than Chapter 3, because Chapter 3 fucking sucks. Anyways, let's jump right into it. The first video.
Hey everyone, this is me, TimeLayerG, and I'm going to be talking about Deltarune Chapter 5 and why I don't like it too much, and I think this sentiment is shared with a lot of players after the chapter's release, and it's going to be one of those things where I feel like it's going to be neutral towards everybody eventually in a couple of weeks or a month.
Right there, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, this was really good.
Yeah, no, I think the common consensus of Chapter 5 is pretty positive. I don't think that within, like, a couple of weeks to a month, people are going to look back on it and think otherwise.
I'm looking back to it right now, and I think this shit's still fucking peak.
Yeah, true. So I disagree with this first, like, initial point he brings up that, while he's, like, in the minority now, he will not be in the minority later. I think it's kind of a weird thing to say to, like, start off, like, an argument. Like, guys, I know this is a hot take, but give me, like, a month, and maybe it won't be. Like, just say what you want to say. Like, you shouldn't even really care if it's the unpopular opinion, I feel. Also, I couldn't help but notice, he didn't render this at any higher than 720p. So
didn't render it higher than 720p. Opinion rejected.
Yeah, so we're watching this in crusty ass 720p definition, which is unfortunate.
But as of right now, I don't think a lot of people like the chapter, and it might change.
Like, okay, where is he getting this from? He says,
where's this information?
Like, I don't think a lot of people like this chapter. I've seen the complete opposite consensus.
People love this chapter.
Yeah, like, where is he getting that from? I don't get it.
I think Toby probably should have waited, well, maybe not, to release, chapters 3, 4, and 5 all together. That probably would have made...
No.
Do you think that Toby... Yeah, do you think that Toby... I know you're saying that, but, like, what do you think, like, the fucking community, like, reaction would be if Toby said, oh, by the way, you're gonna have to wait an extra year for the Steam release because I also want to package it with Chapter 5. I feel like people would be pretty upset.
No, I think people would have actually hated Toby Fox.
Yeah, well, I don't think hated him, but, like, they would have been pretty peeved. I think that what Toby did was super smart. Like, keep chapter 1 and 2 free as a demo, and then release the first 4 chapters on Steam, and then chapter 5 releases later, as well as 6 and 7 releasing later.
I don't know if and I didn't he say that like, oh yeah, chapter 6 and 7 are released at the same. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just going to be like, chapter 6 is going to be released and then chapter 7.
Yeah, especially chapter 7, because of the weird route in chapter 5, that hints that there's a completely like alternate path for chapter 7 that's completely exclusive to the weird route. I think because of that, chapter 7 is probably going to release independent from chapter 6. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think is going to happen.
The problem isn't the lack of story progression, really. I've seen that complained about a whole lot online on VG, whatever other kind of boards on 4chan.
Getting your shit from 4chan.
Yeah, okay. I think this is the reason why, like, his perspective, like the general consensus of chapter 5 is so much different from mine, is because his sources are like the VG board on 4chan, and my sources are Twitter and YouTube, which are pretty like I would like to say my sources are a lot more mainstream. There's definitely a lot more people on Twitter or YouTube than there are on the VG board on 4chan. I've never even been on 4chan. I don't even know what the VG board is. I
refuse to go on 4chan. Like,
I mean, okay, like he does bring up a point here saying that chapter 5 lacks story progression. I think like if we're comparing it to chapter 4, where like in chapter 4 it reveals like the whole last prophecy minus like the last like panel because Susie broke it.
Yeah.
Like yeah, sure, like it gives a lot less exposition than chapter 4. But I don't think the story in chapter 5 is bad, just because it didn't give as much exposition as chapter 4. I still think it was good. Like, if you wanted as much exposition as chapter 4 had in chapter 5, I feel like that's on him, honestly.
And I mean, like, okay, first off, just play the weird route in chapter 5. Like, that's a lot of, like, lore just being dropped on you right there. And then another key point that I want to make. Chapter 5 is like the last, like, oh, this is a silly, fun adventure. Like, this is the last one we're getting.
I didn't have that many problems with some of the new characters or anything like that. It's mostly just how all the characters don't seem to be acting like themselves. And I'm not just talking about Ralsei just acting.
Right here, I know I come off mid-sentence, but like this is his main complaint with chapter 5 throughout the entire video is the characterization was fucked. He's gonna bring up Ralsei in a second here, but like just on its face, like do you agree or disagree with that?
I mean, it was different. I do admit it was a lot different than what I was expecting. I was not expecting Ralsei to be such a fucking hater.
That is what he's about to bring up. He's about to bring up like Ralsei was kind of just a hater. When it comes to Ralsei kind of like hating on Flowery, I think the way I saw it was like we just got out of chapter 4 where Ralsei had like a fucking like existential crisis at the end because like according to the prophecy he only has like a couple days left to live, right? He is scared and he is frustrated, and like when he has these like serious thoughts running through his head of I'm gonna die in a couple days, and then he sees this other guy, Flowery, who's like just breaking all the rules of the Dark World, he gets pissed off. And I think it's a reasonable crash out, because like, brother, this is some serious shit, right? Like he only has a few days to live, and Flowery's over here goofing around. Like, yeah, Ralsei's gonna be a hater. It's like, okay, I agree that the characterization of Ralsei in chapter 5 is a lot different than what we have previously seen with this character, and if that turns you off from the story, that's fine. I can understand that. But I think it's at least like justified. Like the game doesn't just throw that at you for no reason. Like there is some stuff here that to explain why. If you use some critical thinking and you realize like, oh, this just happened right after chapter 4, where Ralsei realizes that he's gonna die in a couple days, according to the prophecy. It starts to make a lot more sense.
Toby Fox is the king of show don't tell.
You know, look at Ralsei going after the character Orange, and you know, that is so out of character. He's just playfully messing with them more than usual.
Like I can agree with that. Like yeah, it's not within character for Ralsei just kind of like be a jerk. And he was probably a jerk to Orange.
Yeah, a little bit too much.
A little bit too much. So yeah, I agree with this. Like, Ralsei could have been less of an asshole to Orange. I think him being an asshole to Flowery is justified, but being an asshole to Orange, I agree with him here. I think that was unnecessary.
Orange catching strays for no reason, bro.
And that's another thing. All the characters act like Chapter 4 never happened, and you could say
Here's the fucking problem. Sure? Like, I just said the reason why Ralsei is a jerk to Flowery is probably because of the events of Chapter 4, and then he's mad that Ralsei is a jerk to Flowery, and then he says Ralsei's acting like Chapter 4 didn't happen. It's like, no, absolutely not. If you were assuming that Ralsei is acting like Chapter 4 doesn't happen, then sure, yeah, him being a jerk to Flowery is unjustified. But you're making a false assumption and then getting mad at the character's behavior because of your false assumption. That you can't do that.
Susie is completely acting way different than she's ever had been acting. With Susie and Noelle, a lot of people are complaining about the romance in between those two and how forced it is. And I've always thought that was intentional, ever since...
Like, again,
It's not forced.
Like, okay, yeah. So again, like, here's the problem, is that, like, he's saying the characters are acting like Chapter 4 never happened, and then he's fucking acting like Chapter 4 never happened, and the characters aren't. Because, like, sure, if you compare how Susie's acting around Noelle in Chapter 5 to how she acts around Noelle in Chapter 2, yeah, there's a big difference there. But if you put into context the beginning of Chapter 4, where they're hanging out at Noelle's house and Susie agrees to go to the festival with Noelle, all of a sudden, the festival, like the romance parts and the festival scenes in Chapter 5 make a lot more fucking sense.
Yeah, let's not forget the fact that Noelle has been lusting over Susie for God knows how long, so...
Like, I don't understand where he gets off saying that the characters are acting like Chapter 4 never happened, when in reality, it's the complete opposite. The characters are acting like Chapter 4 didn't happen, and he isn't! Like, what the fuck?
That Ferris wheel scene, that is obviously the most forced thing ever. But the thing about that is Susie has always been kind of oblivious towards it. Oblivious towards all of Noelle's, Noelle hitting on her, all of Noelle's compliments towards her. It's always been something that Susie was oblivious towards. And all of a sudden, I don't know if something was supposed to have happened off screen, but Susie understands that they're dating now all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Did he just not play Chapter 4? Did he just not play, like...
He did not.
Because he brings up the Ferris wheel scene from Chapter 2, and then he just doesn't bring up the scene from Chapter 4 where they're in Noelle's house and they're hanging out. Like, he just doesn't even bring that up throughout the entire video, and then his conclusion is, all of a sudden, Susie randomly started liking Noelle, and that happened off screen. No, it didn't! It happened at the beginning of Chapter 4! Were you fucking playing that chapter with your eyes closed? Like...
No, dude, they skipped all the dialogue, bro. They're Deltarune fans.
Yeah, and this is kind of a point later he makes that I'll get into when he makes it, but, like, it's kind of funny how, he says at least things about, like, oh, the characters act like Chapter 4 didn't happen, or, like, oh, people are mistaken about, like, how these characters are portrayed and whatnot, when in reality, like, all of that is actually true about him.
It is the strangest that Toby should have had more moments with them beforehand, a lot more moments to justify this. It's such an odd thing to see. And the fact that Susie just won't stop bringing up Noelle throughout the entire chapter, it is so out of character for her to do that.
No, it's... Okay, no, I have a fucking point here. Okay, obviously this guy has never dated a single person in his life. Let's just get this straight and over with.
Oh, no, he's married. He's married.
He's married? No, the fuck he's not. I don't believe that. Due to him saying this, I don't fucking believe that, but let's just go with that. When you're dating someone for the first time, you can't get your fucking mind off them.
That is true, yeah. But also, it's like, how many times does Susie really mention Noelle in Chapter 5? I feel like the only time that I remember her, like, specifically mentioning Noelle is at the end of the chapter, where she says, like, oh, we needed to bring Noelle into this. This should also be her problem, too. He's acting like Susie is talking about Noelle like fucking Freeburn talks about Himmel the hero. like every fucking episode, Freeburn's like, oh, Himmel the hero did this. Like, that's not how Susie is acting about Noelle in Chapter 5. It's just not true.
I get that she's changed since Chapter 1 and everything a whole lot. Same with Ralsei, but I don't know. It feels like it feels like there's a different director here other than Toby. It feels like this is someone else's writing. Especially with that blue character, the blue flower character, by the way. I'm not talking about Aqua. I absolutely love Aqua. Everybody loves Aqua, and everybody loves Seth.
Here's a point that we can agree on. I love Aqua too. Yes, we have found common ground here. Aqua is based. Okay.
A lot of characters are just acting not like themselves. You could say the same thing with Asgore as well, pushing Chris out of the shop like that. There might be some other things that we're not aware of as to why he would do that. Maybe he saw Chris open a dark fountain before.
Did he just not like play like literally at the end of chapter 5, like Asgore mentions, like, yeah, there is something that we're not privy to that explains why he's acting that way, because of like some terrible thing that happened in the past that's probably going to be answered in due time. Like,
Oh, that fateful day, dude! I like to think that like when Chris went into the shop, he was just like, "Okay, Dad, I need you to do something really funny. I need you to vague post. I need you to vague post,
yeah,
please."
like, yeah, I mean, like, who knows what happened that fateful day? Maybe like Asgore ran over deaths with his truck or something. Like, I don't know.
After drinking the 7 human beers.
Yeah, exactly. My point is that he's saying maybe there's something that we're not privy to that explains why Asgore was acting all strange. And it's like, literally, yes. The game literally tells you that. You don't have to hypothesize. Like,
The other thing I wanted to talk about was all the meta moments in this. Now, this has always been a thing with Undertale and Deltarune. You know, as soon as you start the game around chapter 1, when you go to Castletown, Ralsei teaches you how to fight, and he just introduces, you know, the soul and how it works, and game mechanics and everything like that. So this has always been a thing in the game. I just feel like it's being pushed way too hard now, and it kind of makes it hard to, you know, insert yourself in this universe and take everything seriously. You know, what's the thing that we should be trying to save in the game here? Who are we trying to protect? You know, why should we care for these characters if they know that they're in a video game and everything like that? It's like, what's the thing in the game that we should be striving for here?
well, I don't think that any of the characters think they're in a video game, for one. I don't think there's anything that really hints at that. I mean, like, if you want to talk about these meta moments, like Ralsei teaching you how to fight, like, dude, that's a fucking tutorial. Like, that's in so
No,
many other games.
God forbid a game have a tutorial.
Like, sure, yeah, okay, it's meta, but like, it's there because game design TM. Like, it's not there to break the fourth wall and for you to think like, oh my god, what if Ralsei knows he's in a video game, right? And like, there were some meta, and this is kind of a problem I have with this video, is that he doesn't show any examples on screen of what he's talking about in this case. So I just kind of have to assume what he's talking about because it doesn't show it. Like, he's just showing gameplay of like something completely unrelated while talking about meta moments. But I think like a big thing would be like when Ralsei was talking about like turning off voice clips for Flowery, right? Or when he was talking about like the battle menu. And it's like, sure, yeah, okay, I can understand like those are meta moments. But again, these have been in the game since chapter 1. It's not anything new. And number 2, again, the game is basically taking itself less seriously because this is the last like fun, non-serious adventure before shit hits the fan. So I don't really see a problem with the game being a little bit lax and loose and not taking itself super seriously in chapter 5 because that's kind of the whole point of chapter 5, right? It's like the calm before the storm.
When Flowery just meets the knight for the first time, assumedly the first time, which, by the way, I don't know if there's a plot hole or not, but, you know, even if the knight didn't face much resistance, why didn't they just destroy all the flower pots? Why didn't Chris destroy all the flower pots before he created the dark fountain for the knight?
Because in chapter 5 wouldn't have happened. And, like, okay, my god. I'm saying, like, why didn't the knight just come to the Dark World and whisk away everyone from the beginning, even before chapter 1? It's like, well, that's not really the point. Like, there is a greater plan here between Chris and the knight that we're not super privy to, but it feels like the knight made a deal with Chris in some way where, like, the knight is allowing the heroes, like the characters, to seal at least some fountains and like do all this and play through the game to reach some end. And we don't know all the details about it, so I think it's pretty foolish to say like, why doesn't the knight just do X and win early? But then there's some other consequences that would happen because of that, somehow. And maybe there is, maybe there's not, maybe it is a plot hole, or maybe it's just something that hasn't been explained yet. Because the knight is supposed to be mysterious right now, right? I don't know. I guess he's kind of like mischaracterizing the knight here, because it's like the knight does allow them to seal the fountain in chapter 3. He allows them to seal the fountain in chapters 1 and 2, assuming the knight, is watching them in those chapters, right? The knight is not here just to kill everyone.
Yeah, I also do think that they tried to they quote unquote tried to stop them from sealing the fountain in chapter 5 by making another one. Literally, I think it's literally just because they needed like a little bit more time, just so
Yeah,
that they could take out more.
yeah. Like, it doesn't really seem like the knight's plan is to just kill off the characters. It's just to, I guess, steal, to, like, abduct some characters for whatever purposes. Like, again, the knight's intentions are mysterious and they're vague, and that's intentional because it's something to be answered in chapter 6 and 7. So we don't know.
Are working together, which, I mean, obviously there's so much evidence towards that. Chris coughing during the night fight. At least semi working together anyway. Who knows what the extent of that is. But this really reaches.
I just said that. Like, isn't he just refuting his own point here in that case? Like, oh, I don't see any reason why the knight shouldn't do this thing. And then he says, oh, but we don't really know the knight's intentions, do we? It's like, yeah, you're just disproving yourself then. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Is its climax when Flowery tries to get Asgore back and protect him from the knight. And just seeing him hit a whole bunch of 999s on the knight and everything, and the knight being forced into a battle crouching, kneeling before Flowery was probably the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. That took me out of the game.
He's crouching, kneeling because he bashed into a fucking wall. Like, first of all,
I want you to run into a wall, and I want to see
Yeah,
if you can stand up.
like exactly. Like, first of all, he's not crouching, kneeling out of like respect for Flowery. It's because he hit his head, right? And second of all, like, Flowery did this previously in the chapter. Like, you see him in your party having like 999 health, right? You see him be able to spare monsters for you. You see him even try to spare you by increasing your mercy meter during the fight with him. It's like, that's not the first time that Flowery does some meta shit like that. Why is that the point where he said that oh, I'm out, this is too weird? Like, why there?
Yeah, no, my thing is just like Deltarune fans are so fucking stupid that they completely forget that Newton's first law of motion fucking exists.
True.
Honestly, it genuinely took me out of the game, out of the universe. And I'm like, well, what stakes are to be had in this game if this kind of stuff is going to be going on? If it's just all one survey program by Gaster.
Where is the evidence that the game is a survey program by Gaster? It's like, I know people hypothesize like what Gaster is doing in the background of all this, if he even is a character in Deltarune, which even that isn't fully confirmed. So like, what the fuck is this assumption? when it comes to like, what even are the stakes if Flowery can initiate a battle with the knight? It's like, well, how the fuck does that decrease the stakes at all? Like, yeah, sure, he hits a bunch of 999s, and then like they get cut in half, and it's revealed that they're like fake statistics because Flowery is cheating, and we know Flowery is cheating because Ralsei told us previously in the chapters. It's not, this shouldn't be a surprise.
And he literally states you can ignore my fake statistics.
Exactly. So it's like, it shouldn't be a surprise that Flowery can do any of this. It shouldn't be a surprise that Flowery can initiate a battle. It shouldn't be a surprise that Flowery can do 999 damage, even if it's a fake statistic. None of that should be a surprise by the end of the chapter, because that's all shit explained and shown previously in the chapter. So again, like, why is that the point that he decides to start having a problem with it? I don't get it.
Do you know how cool it was at the end of chapter 3 when the knight first appeared? They were so intimidating. That brought me into the game's universe so much, and it made it seem like there's a lot of stakes to be had here. All the characters.
And yet the knight cutting Flowery clean in half wasn't also intimidating, apparently.
Yeah, they're just fucking ignoring the fact that he just took a shit ton of damage. Just like, nuh-uh.
Ignoring fake statistics and then just fucking killing a character. Literally killing a character by cutting him clean in half. Like, brother.
Yeah, just fucking hitting them with the fucking Gojo treatment.
Like that's not intimidating?
Lives are on the line. You have Chris trying to, work with the knight at the same time. You have Ralsei doing whatever he's doing with Chris in the background. trying to get the player off the screen. If it is the player that's, is the soul, who knows really. I personally, I'm one of those people that don't think it is because, again, that would kind of take me out of the game. I don't think the player should be.
Is it confirmed that the player is the soul back in chapter 1 where you could move the soul in the cage independent of
Yeah.
Chris? Or in
Like-
chapter 4 where you did the same thing? Like, I thought that was already confirmed that the player is the soul and that is separate from Chris. Because you see the soul move using your commands separate of what Chris is doing. Like that.
Yeah, like several times.
Like he's saying like he doesn't want that to be the case because it was taking him out of the experience, even though like that's already been confirmed to be the case from back in chapter 1. So what the fuck is he talking about?
Part of it, but then again, the entire game is part of this survey program Gaster experiment.
And again, where the fuck is he getting that from? We don't have confirmation that Gaster is in the game! I'm gonna crash out, bro. Holy fuck.
That's way more evident with the weird route in chapter 5. And by the way, I want to point out, I absolutely love everything about the weird route in chapter 5. I think that scene is awesome. I have no complaints about the chapter 5 weird route, and I don't.
So again, we can reach common ground here because I think it was cool as well. So like,
I enjoyed the weird route more than a lot of people did.
I think the gameplay is it's just it's good. The gameplay's pretty good.
I like this kind of like him starting over himself because he's trying to think of like a complaint with the gameplay and then he can't think of one, so he says, it's good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
But again, like that's something that we can agree on with this guy is that the gameplay of chapter 5 is good.
The music probably could have been better. It probably could have been more memorable. It was just some remixes here and there, and I didn't like Pink's theme too much. I didn't like Mad Mew Mew's theme. Think that probably could have been worked on a little bit more.
I think he might just not like Vocaloid, and if that's the case, that's totally fine. I'm not going to argue against that. Like that's entirely subjective. I thought Mew Mew's theme was awesome.
I thought it was fucking peak as fuck.
I fucking soy-faced when the Hatsune Miku vocals kicked in. It just sounds like he's not the biggest fan of Vocaloid, and if that's the case, then alright, fair enough.
Yeah, no, dude, the second I heard Hatsune Miku, I was not expecting Hatsune Miku, just at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I heard the Hatsune Miku, the vocals, and then I thought, like, what the fuck? There's a Hatsune Miku song in Deltarune, and then I saw later that it was a collaboration between Toby Fox and Camellia, and that made a lot more sense to me, because Camellia has done a couple of Hatsune Miku tracks. I'm pretty sure actually he has an entire like Hatsune Miku album.
By the way, that bomb attack that Mew Mew has, that is I don't know if they play tested that too much, but that's not a skill kind of a thing because you can only focus on so many things at the same time. I know it's in a small battle screen, but
I agree with this. I think that, okay, with the big bomb she has, it telegraphs, like, where the explosion is going to happen, so you can get out of the way, and, like, that's good. But then with the small bombs, that's just not the case. Like, there is no, like, telegraph, like a plus-shaped telegraph for it. I think that
there is no telegraph. However, I do think that it's, like, once you just get used to it, it's a lot easier to dodge.
Yeah, but I just think like it's kind of unintuitive to dodge because there's that telegraph isn't there, even though it is there with the big bombs. So, like, why not just apply it to small bombs as well, right? I know there was a mod someone made for the game that adds telegraphs to the small bombs. Good mod. I'll probably like link it in the description of this video. I usually don't like mods that make the game easier, but in this case, it's just making the attack like more fair by adding a telegraph that should have been there from the beginning. So I think that's a good mod.
Supposedly the final Shadow Crystal boss, I have some complaints about that as well. I get that it's a lightener, right? Because it's just Mettaton possessing the Mad Mew Mew doll and everything. We got some more lore.
Where the fuck did he read that? Like, where the fuck in the game does it say that Mad Mew Mew or Pink is Mettaton possessing the doll? He didn't play the game, did he? Like, what? Where the fuck in Deltarune or Undertale, for that matter, does it ever fucking say that Mettaton possesses the Mad Mew Mew doll? It never says that! Ever! where the fuck is he getting this information from? Is he getting it from 4chan?
Yeah, he's getting it from 4chan. But yeah, no, it would be the ghost who possesses the Mad Dummy in Undertale. It'd be the same one.
You know, that's probably foreshadowing something later on. So I can't blame it too much. I can't blame the developers too much for adding a Mad Mew Mew Shadow Crystal fight, but it probably should have been someone more significant, in all honesty.
No, pause it,
And
pause it. I have shit to say about this. The entire point of Mad Mew Mew being the final thing is the fact that the ghost possessing it is a reference to like the soul, us, and Chris is essentially Pink in this situation. And the entire fucking last portion of the fight is just like, oh yeah, like the ghost can inhabit the body, but the body has its own wants, its own needs. Like you can't like force the body to do whatever you want just because you're controlling it. Oh no, that pissed me off. That actually pissed me off.
Yeah, exactly. And then like seeing that parallel with Chris of, Chris the body hating Chris the soul, who's like you the player.
Yeah.
And like that could be foreshadowing some resolution at the end of the game where Chris learns to accept that the soul can control him, or maybe they they come together and agree on some shared goal so they're not at odds with each other, right? Like that's probably what it's foreshadowing, because that's what happens in the Mad Mew Mew fight, where they come to odds with each other and accept that there's like kind of two different entities with different wants possessing the same body. I think that's what the point of the Mad Mew Mew fight is, story wise. So for him to say like, oh, maybe it's leading up to something in the future chapters, it's like, yeah, maybe, but he's saying that while just completely ignoring what that could possibly be.
Yeah, that's something else I want to talk about. Toby has been talking about this vision he had ever since around 2011, 2012. And he's been talking about how this is his own personal project that he wants full creative control over, I think is what he said. I could be wrong, but to say this and to say that this is your own personal thing that nobody else should be adding any kind of story elements to it, and then in chapter 1 he goes and purchases the rights to use, or just asks for the rights to use characters like Jevil or the King or Lancer. It's like, well, are they important to the story then? Because they're not your character.
Does he just hallucinate information? Does he
What?
just hallucinate like information about Deltarune? Like, where the fuck is it ever stated anywhere online or otherwise that Toby Fox like didn't own the rights to use Jevil or Lancer or the Chaos King, and he had to ask for permission from someone else to use those characters? Like, okay, where are those characters originally from then? Like, where does he think these? Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe there is some story there that I don't know, but like, I've never
Did
heard
Toby
of that
Fox
before.
create Jevil? Toby Fox created Jevil. Go to Google, bro.
Yeah, just Google it, bro. Google did Toby Fox create Jevil or create Lancer or create the Chaos King? I'm pretty sure he did. So like, and like I said this with the other stuff too about like Metaton and Gaster. Where the fuck is he getting this information from? It's like he's just hallucinating facts, like fun facts about Deltarune that he didn't know about, and then it's just like complete misinformation. Like what?
LARPer man, with his head in the
Oh,
sand.
we're getting that. We're getting to that, by the way. We're getting to that. He mentions LARPers later in the video, by the way.
And then, having all these other developers adding their own stuff to it just feels wrong. It's having stuff like an Among Us reference in the game.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know where the Among Us reference is. Second of all,
Oh, no, the Among Us reference is in chapter 4 when you're going into the vents. If you go to the vents before.
Yeah, okay.
He could just be making. This is Toby Fox we're talking about. He can just make these stupid jokes.
Yeah, but it's like, even since Undertale wasn't a one-man army, like he had Temmie helping him with Undertale, and he had a bunch of people in, like the special thanks section, right? And even like some of the characters in Undertale, I'm pretty sure were like added because of like a friend suggesting it or a community member suggesting it. I could be wishy-washy about the facts there, but that's just what I kind of remember hazily from hearing about it long ago.
Joshua was inspired by Omocat, like.
Oh, there you go. There's one example.
So sorry.
Yeah, so sorry was the other one I was thinking of. So it's like, it's nothing new for Toby Fox to let other people add their own fun stuff to his games. Like he did that with Undertale, he's doing that with Deltarune. I don't see a problem with that. I don't think that
Yeah,
diminishes from the story at all. This happens with many other games, right?
Like, is this truly your passion project that you wouldn't let anybody else touch? Is this precious thing to you that only you should be working on it, and then you just go and have all these developers including their own ideas into it? There's been some stuff in this chapter as well that kind of annoys me. You know, just before the Mad Mew Mew fight, Ralzai says something like, "Oh, this is probably going to be a secret boss that has a really memorable track and awesome, awesome battle scene or something." It's like, I don't know if this is a joke making fun of the predictability of Deltarune, but that probably doesn't look too good either way. The second thing it could be,
Well, I'll stop Mir and just say, like, he was talking earlier about, like, oh, there's so many meta moments in Chapter 5 that I don't like. Why didn't he mention this back then? Like, this guy just does not know how to formulate an argument. Like, he's jumping around so fucking often, where it's like, he complained about meta moments, and then he said 50 other things, and now he's getting back to a meta moment that he didn't like. It just kind of sounds like he really didn't think this video through, honestly.
which doesn't look too good, is just stroking his own ego, basically, whether it's Toby or whoever added this.
If you want to say, like, oh, he's stroking his ego by saying, like, his own music is good. His music is good. Like, come on. Brother, when LeBron says that he's proud of himself, do you think, like, oh, he's stroking his ego? Like, people can have an ego. It's not like, what's the right word? It's not undeserved, right? Toby Fox has been making music for many, many, many years, and it's been really good for many, many, many years. I think it's perfectly fine for him to call his own music good. It is good.
yeah. I don't even think he's made a single song. Like, if you were to put it on too, I don't think he's made a single song like below B tier. Honestly.
Long elevator.
No, dude, that's fucking S. Dude, that's the fucking highest tier, bro. That's a long elevator.
Okay, but to be fair, like I heard someone else say this, but it's like Toby Fox knows that he's the fucking goat because like partway through the album for his game soundtrack, he can just add some stupid shit like that, and then people still love him for it. Like people don't think any differently of him for adding like the occasional joke song.
I don't know. It feels really out of place. And then you also have the ego stroking thing of Temmie sitting at her table during the festival, where you have the option to make Chris tell her that she's a genius, and then Susie's like, "Yeah, she's so good, isn't she, Chris?" It's I'm not one to throw around the new term cringe that's been pretty popular.
I've never seen this dialogue what he's talking about, but it's just like, even if this is something that exists in the game, which I'll trust him on that, it's like, who cares, honestly? Like, how's that ruin Chapter 5 at all? That, like, there's one optional line of dialogue that most players miss, where Temmie kind of strokes her ego a little bit.
The past like 7 years or so, but honestly, I kind of cringed up when I saw that.
I also like this point as well, him saying like, oh, the word cringe is such like a fucking new gen term that you kids are using. Like, how old is this guy if he thinks that like cringe is like only a term that like those kiddies over there use? Like, that's he even says it's been around for 7. Like, this is a completely unrelated to anything Deltarune, by the way. I'm just confused why he thinks cringe is like a word only used by the youth.
No one even uses cringe anymore, bro.
This is a small thing that's not even remotely fucking related to Deltarune that I'm getting mad about. I'm moving on.
I think we can all agree that we were expecting, like, this is something that's been teased for so long now. Like, the festival was supposed to be this giant grand thing, right? Supposedly. And then all of a sudden it's just nothing. Really? Just nothing.
Are we dead ass right now? Are we dead ass right now?
Festival was nothing. The
Are we dead ass?
Are we dead ass right now? The festival was apparently nothing. Nothing happened in the festival, guys.
Nothing ever happened, bro.
Nothing happened.
So, yeah. Yo, guys, nothing happened in the festival, bro.
I think the good thing that came out of that was it kind of stopped a whole lot of tourists from engaging with Deltarune, because I've seen so many people get angry at fictional character relationships on every single side, on every single angle, that it is kind of funny, to be honest. It's it's very strange when you're on a thread and you're just trying to read other people coming up with their own theories, as you always do. It's one of the reasons why I really, really loved Undertale at first. At first, I didn't like Undertale, but then I started theorizing with other people. It's kind of the same with my blog on video game mysteries, myths, urban legends, secrets, rumors, and oddities and stuff like that. I love talking.
Bro, just like insert an ad for his like online blog
Yeah,
in the middle
insert
of this.
ad for. This is some incredibly boring information about my life no one fucking asked for. Like,
Somehow this got to do with his online blog, bro. I'm crying.
how do I make this shit about me?
If someone likes the game just for the gameplay and they don't care about the story lore or anything, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there comes a time when someone doesn't even engage with the game at all. And this is the same for cartoons, anime, movies, anything else. When you have individuals going to certain threads, certain forums online and pretending like they actually played it and engaged with the medium, there's issues there. There's a lot of conflict because you have this one group of people that don't even play the game. Just think about Earthbound, Persona 5, Toho. You have people just being there, pretending like they know what's going on in the story, making so many mistakes. I'm trying to discuss.
There's a word for this, by the way.
The fucking irony of him saying, "Oh my god, I hate going on all these online threads and seeing people get information wrong about Deltarune," when he has gotten information wrong about Deltarune in this fucking video!
He is
Bro,
the LARPer, man.
you are the LARPer! You're the very thing you swear to hate! What the fuck are we doing? Like, I agree with a couple of your points against chapter 5, sure, cool. Shut the fuck up, bro. You don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Like, what? Oh my, I don't mean to be super rude to this guy. I don't mean to be rude to him. I think he brings up some fair arguments in this video, but holy fuck, this part is so goddamn ironic.
And then these people show up and start saying that like they call Ralsei Asgore and Ralsei Asriel. They don't know any of the characters. I've even seen them.
Guys, they don't know any of the characters. They don't even know who the fuck Browsing is. Do you think he's Asgore or Asriel? It's really weird, guys. Anyways, Matt Mew Mew Pink. Yeah, that's Mettaton. That's Mettaton possessing the doll. Do you not see the irony here?
Why are they there trying to speculate with us about a game they've never played or engaged in? I seriously, there's actually.
If you are mad, what's your channel name? Time Lear G. Mr. Timelier G, if you're upset about people making speculations about Deltarune without knowing which character is which, then I have advice for you. Stop speculating about Deltarune because you don't know which character is which.
I just feel like a lot of people that defend Chapter 5 are just people that either haven't played it or just people that really.
The people who defend Chapter 5 are people who haven't played it, is what he just said.
Why would they defend it if they haven't played it? Like,
we are sitting here in this voice call, both of us, we are defending Chapter 5, and both of us, guess what, have played Chapter 5. So, like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I don't think, if you're going to be rating a game on how good it is, you should include everything. The story, the gameplay.
Okay, true. And guess what? I like Chapter 5 for the story, the gameplay, the music, and the art direction and the environment design. I like it for all 4 or 5 of those things. It's not just the gameplay that I like. Kind of a weird point he's making here. I don't even know if I would call this a straw man.
By the way, what was with the Chapter 5 egg room? It kind of seems like Toby lost the plot and he's too interested with putting memes and jokes in his video game rather than trying to create a serious story here anymore.
What?
I'm just gonna cut him off.
What?
Okay. I believe that he made this video, recorded this video prior to the patch for Chapter 5 that adds additional dialogue in Mew Mew Shop when you get the egg. So because that, he thinks, oh, the Chapter 5 egg route had, like, no story substance behind it, when in reality it did, but it was something that was patched in later, and I am just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he recorded this prior to that happening. Everything he says with the Chapter 5 egg route would be valid if that patch didn't happen, if it wasn't a thing.
We're not aiming for the release date.
Yeah, but now that extra dialogue in Mew Mew Shop after you get the egg, now that that's there, his argument is just wrong. So we're just gonna skip ahead.
All the dialogue from all the characters this entire chapter, it feels so out of place. It feels like these characters are not acting themselves here, and that's something.
The dialogue from all the characters feels out of place? Like, what?
Are you sure?
So, like, Noelle's dialogue feels out of place, Burley's dialogue feels out of place. You know, I can understand him not liking Ralsei being a jerk to Orange. Cool, awesome, lovely. I think that's where my agreements begin and end. Because I think everything else can be explained by either just reading through what happens in Chapter 4 or reading what the fuck Asgore's talking about at the end of Chapter 5. So, I don't know, did he just not read those parts? And that's why he has his opinion? I don't know.
Yeah, speaking of the new characters, by the way, like I said, I didn't have a problem with Yellow. I laughed quite a bit, actually, during his antics and everything.
Another thing we can agree on. Okay.
But that Blue character having their own face portrait, and it just looks like a Steven Universe character, and I'm glad I never watched that show. If you
like, I actually agree at this point. Blue absolutely does look like a fucking character from Steven Universe. Like,
are we just gonna completely ignore the fucking first part of when Flowery fucking shows up and he looks like a Persona 5 character? Like,
I guess we are, because he doesn't even bring it up. If he doesn't like the fact that Blue looks like a Steven Universe character, fair enough. Okay, can't really complain with him there.
Like that show, then good on you, but that's not my kind of a show, but it just gives me a whole lot of Tumblr-esque, there's that word the younger generations use, the Tumblr quote-unquote vibe,
Dude, what year are we in? What year are we in?
But before with cringe, where he said, like, oh, this is a dated term that the youth use. Now he's doing the same thing with the word vibe. He said that Blue gives off Tumblr vibes, and that's why he doesn't like Blue. Are we just gonna ignore the fact that, like, Sans is, like, the Tumblr sexy man and all that? So, like, it's not like Toby Fox's characters in Tumblr have been completely disconnected at any point. And I'm saying this as someone who's never used Tumblr and never wants to ever touch Tumblr with a 10-foot pole. It sounds like his complaints about Blue are that he looks like a Steven Universe character and he gives off Tumblr vibes. And I just don't even know how to argue against that. That's about it. That's about it. I think that's pretty much everything in this video. I think the rest of the video just kind of talks about Blue. Okay, so that was a 30-minute long video. My recording's been going for like an hour and 20 minutes, my god. Yeah. The video was I disagreed with it a lot. I agreed with a couple things, I disagreed with a lot of things. Was there even anything remotely racist about it, though?
Yeah, no, other than the
thumbnail? Yeah. I'm gonna say something potentially controversial and post it on YouTube. Give me a minute. From what I've seen from people online, whenever someone gets pissed off at you for making like a George Floyd joke in the year 2026, these are like the same people. These same people are getting mad at you for doing that. These are the same people who have no issues with talking about or like joking about like Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk being killed. I just feel like there's a lot of fucking hypocrisy there, where it's like, listen, if we're gonna allow Charlie Kirk jokes, we should also allow George Floyd jokes, and vice versa. I don't think we should be gatekeeping one or the other exclusively. And if you dislike both George Floyd jokes and Charlie Kirk jokes, and you're just not a fan of dark humor, edgy humor, totally fine, right? But if you're gonna get mad at one but not the other, I think I have a problem with that. They kind of just show their hand. They kind of just show their, like, political biases by doing so. When in reality, like, this is not something that we should, like, call me a fence sitter, but this is not something that should be fucking political. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about that. Make sure to unsubscribe if you have a problem.
Make sure we get him to negative 1,000 subscribers.
This second video is gonna be a fucking doozy, isn't it? Responding to the most racist Deltarune review. I feel like if you want to hate Chapter 5 because of, like, racist reasons, there's a lot that you can dig in there. With, you know, like, the Japanese music, like, style music and all of that. Also, hold on, there's one thing I have to check real quick. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
This is what I said about, like, these people just reveal their political biases whenever they morally grandstand about, like, edgy humor. It's like, brother, you morally grandstand about edgy humor in the thumbnail and title, and then you have a Blue Sky account. It's like, I wonder if you're gonna be fair and impartial. I can tell you already, this guy is not going to be fair and impartial.
Let me set the stage for you. You see a video that appears to be about how some guy doesn't like Deltarune Chapter 5. That's interesting. I wonder what his personal reasons for disliking this chapter were. Perhaps I can watch this video.
And to be fair, that was my thoughts too. Then I watched the video, then I disagreed with a lot of it. So let's see where this guy took issue.
Video that he has uploaded in order to understand someone else's perspective and hear a thoughtful critique of this game I just played. You then click on the video, and the top comment, written and pinned by the creator, begins with,
"Oh God."
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe he's right.
I follow Christ. I'm not right-wing or a Christian. Hold on, wait. I'm putting the racism stuff on the sideline for a moment here. What do you mean you follow Christ but you're not a Christian? How does that work?
Hang on.
Sorry, you follow Christ, like Jesus, but you're not a Christian. What do you mean? Guys, I don't eat any meat, but I'm not a vegetarian. Like, it sounds like people have a problem with this comment he made about George Floyd, and I'm not gonna even fucking go over this. This is a lot. Point number 3, I'm not sure where the transphobic angle wait, people were calling him as transphobic. How?
Yeah, where?
How? What? Like, the racism stuff I can kind of understand from this, not even from the video, but from this comment I can kind of understand it. Where the fuck is the transphobia like allegations coming from? How is that?
Yeah, where?
Oh yeah, like also isn't this guy like a fucking gay furry? He said he has a husband. He has like the furry OC in like the corner of his video. I don't think he's trans. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I don't think a gay furry who's also a Christian is going to be transphobic, because honestly I think Christians should or not transphobic. If they actually care about being Christ-like, they wouldn't hate anyone. But that's just my opinions as someone who is Christian. Anyways,
Racist for using hood speak, like low-key cap for what?
What? Wait. You're racist if you say low-key? Okay, this comment he made here, like, remember how I was saying, like, this guy fucking hallucinates information about Deltarune? Fuck, he's hallucinating information now. Dude, he's hallucinating information about his own video now. What the fuck is he talking about?
George Floyd was involved in a 2007 home invasion and aggravated robbery in Texas.
Okay, that part is true, by the way. That's not being racist. I don't think you're racist if you just point out that fact. Like, yes, George Floyd was a convicted felon. Whether or not you believe Derek Chauvin was a racist cop or not, that's completely besides the point.
This is the worst review I've ever covered on this channel. In fact, I wasn't sure.
Really? Really? This is the worst review this guy has ever covered on his channel?
I mean, considering what this review is, and he fucking like hallucinated like 90% of the fucking video, you know, it might as well just be.
Let's do some investigative journalism. Where are his other reviews? Okay, so responding to the worst Chainsaw Man review, responding to Ben Shapiro. Okay, well, this guy, easily saying this other guy is worse than Ben Shapiro. Is that
Are we so for real right now?
Is that the claim that this guy is making, that this is the worst? Hold on. So damn, the high bar. Is this a fucking AI generated image of Ben Shapiro? I swear to God, he does not look like that. By the way, God, we got a high bar here, guys. This is the worst review this guy over here has ever covered. Worse than Ben Shapiro, apparently. Guys, this guy said some untrue things about Deltarune. He's literally worse than Ben Shapiro.
What sort of person is putting their time into making a video like this? Well, this is TimelireG, who's uploaded videos over games like
I feel like someone who has opinions about a video game can put in the time and effort to voice their opinions about a video game, and I don't think that's something crazy. Just saying. Isn't that what we're doing right now?
But now, he has decided to become an edge merchant. Discontent with simply voicing his complaints about the chapter like a
edge
well-adjusted person, he's instead released this thing. So I'm gonna respond.
Did you watch the... Hold on, wait, he's saying that the other guy threw out his actual complaints about the chapter to focus on this thing, whatever the fuck that is. What? No, he definitely voiced a lot of his complaints about chapter 5 in that video. I mean, I disagree with a lot of it, but at least he was voicing his complaints about the chapter. I don't think he was disregarding any of his complaints.
And like, was seriously his only complaint about, oh, he's an edge merchant was the fucking thumbnail.
He's an edge merchant because he made a George Floyd joke, which, you know, some people find that distasteful. I personally don't really give a shit. But I don't think whether or not the guy has an unsavory opinion of George Floyd is relevant to whether or not he's correct about Deltarune. That might be the hottest take of this video, but yeah.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more video essays and stuff over games like Deltarune. On with the video.
Wow, thank you for the plug. Hey guys, subscribe and like the video and comment
Like
down
and
below.
subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, baby.
Yeah. And comment down below what your opinions on George Floyd are. So like, okay, where's the part where he talks about racism? Because I don't give a shit about the rest. We already responded to it all. Where's the part where he talks about
Is it the part where it's like the most people like viewed this scene?
Is it the highlight?
In the room. What exactly is going on with timeline?
There we go. There it is. Okay.
That video wasn't perfect by any means, but it was just like
True.
kind of meandering and had a few weird moments. But what the hell is that thumbnail and top comment? This video was mostly just normal complaints, but nothing like this comment or thumbnail.
Okay, well now it just sounds like this guy isn't even focusing on like the substance of the video and he's just responding to like the edgy joke. Why would you call it the most racist Deltarune review if the stuff that you're saying is racist is completely separate to the Deltarune review? Just a quick thought. Is it really the most racist Deltarune review if the racist parts, so-called racist parts, have nothing to do with the Deltarune review? I'm gonna make the most racist Deltarune review right now. Ready for it? Chapter 5 bad because Japan. Guys, I did it. I'm such a big racist. Holy shit. Like, what I just said is infinitely more racist than anything that the other guy said in his video, because he even mentioned fucking race, so...
I think it was pretty much a defense mechanism, as originally the video apparently had a different thumbnail. But
a defense mechanism? Defending against what? Criticism?
What? Yeah, like...
Well, yeah, I'm gonna defend myself against criticism by putting George Floyd in the thumbnail. Wouldn't that just attract more criticism? What are we fucking talking about here?
A lot more.
Unless he's saying that, like, it deflects away from people critiquing what he's talking about the chapter, because we're instead going to talk about the thumbnail, which I guess if he means that, then I could understand, but, like, people disliking him for the title or thumbnail will just make them more likely to disagree with what he has to say, because they're already pissed off at him.
as
We lost
TimelireG's
plot, bro.
genuine critique of the chapter wasn't being received like he was hoping, he turned to edginess and just being a weird asshole. Like, I don't really get it. Obviously, this
Are you calling him a weird asshole because he's a gay furry? Is that... Or
No, here, go back like 10 seconds, or click the back button once.
as originally the video apparently had a different thumbnail. But
What, so what, wait, there was a different
What was the
thumbnail?
thumbnail?
What
What was
was
the
it?
Let's
Fuck
just
if
keep
I
watching.
know.
Does he mention it? Does he mention it? Let's
Yeah.
keep watching.
You know, if he doesn't, then that's pretty bad on him for just not doing his homework.
obviously this video was gonna be received controversially at the very least. Turning to this really just reveals more about Timelire.
That happens with literally any time you critique fucking anything about Deltarune. You're gonna get pushback for it. Like, I got pushback for disliking Chapter 3. I don't think you can possibly deflect away from that. Like, fuck, Deltarune
Yeah.
fans are such, like, ravenous, like, animals that if you dare criticize any part of the game, they're gonna fucking jump you. It's like a fucking cult.
for himself than it does with all the people who are now angry at him. And high key, the more I look through this channel, the worse it gets.
Wait, hold on, wait. Didn't we just establish that saying like Loki or Heike is racist because you're appropriating black
Yeah,
culture?
hang on a minute.
Hold
Yeah, why are
on.
you saying, bro? That's kind of
Bro,
racist,
why
bro.
are you
Maybe
saying,
you're
bro, it's kind of,
racist,
yeah,
though.
that's kind of racist of you, brother. It's kind of racist of you to say Heike.
That's
Why are
kind
you-
of racist
yeah.
of you, fellow.
So he's basically claiming that George Floyd was a bad guy, and that's why it's okay to make fun of his murder and
I disagree that you can make fun of someone's murder or death, whatever it may be, because of bad things that they did while they were alive. I don't think that's fair. Because like at the end of the day, you know, people dying before it is their time is very unfortunate. George Floyd was young when he died, so mocking someone's premature passing, let's say, I just don't like that, no matter who it is. Joking about these situations and making light of it, I think that's fine, because you're not really mocking the death in that case. You're not saying it's a good thing he died. You're really just trying to make light of the situation by adding some humor to it, and I think that could be positive. Or sometimes it can be negative if it's insensitive, but this video is taking a weird turn.
A weird turn? Say that shit again.
compare the only black hooded character in Deltarune to him. Why? It's just clear racism. In this top comment,
It's just clear racism. Or it's just an edgy joke. Like, I mean, you can make a joke about George Floyd without hating every other black person in the world. I think that's completely normal. Like, because, you know, you can. Hey, listen, how about this, right? I dislike people who commit aggravated assault. Crazy idea, I know. And that's what George Floyd did. So I dislike George Floyd for those reasons. Now, am I racist? No, obviously fucking not. Because me disliking one black guy for doing a crime does not equate me hating all other black people. Like, what the fuck are you? No correlation between those two things. No correlation whatsoever, dude. It should be fucking plainly obvious that you can dislike someone for the content of their character and not the color of their skin. Have we forgotten about that? Have we forgotten about that speech by MLK where he said like, "Hey guys, you should do this," and then we do that, and then dumb fucks like this say that we're racist for doing that, even though John A. Let's End Racism disagrees with them.
On A, let's end racism.
because everybody really knows that the reason that Time G specifically included George Floyd in his thumbnail is because he wants to make fun of a black man who was murdered by the police in a thumbnail.
But why does it need to specifically be he wants to make fun of a black man who's killed by the police? Why can't it be he wants to make fun of a criminal who's killed by the police? Why can't it be that? Why can't you give him the benefit of the doubt for even a fucking second? Oh my god. If someone jokes about like Charlie Kirk being shot, do I all of a sudden assume that they hate all white people or that they hate all Christians? No! Of course I don't. It would be completely fucking ludicrous for me to make that argument. Oh my god, I hate these kinds of people, man. I hate these kinds of people who just see everything about race and they can't see any nuance.
For a video about Deltarune. It's really that simple. He then claims that he's not.
Yeah, guys, it's really that simple. My oversimplified assumption that just does not follow Hanlon's law at all, guys, it's really that simple.
Right wing, and then he immediately goes on to call people calling him transphobic for misgendering Chris leftoids.
Wait, what was that? Hold on. He says that people who misgendering Chris, he didn't misgender Chris. I think now this guy is also hallucinating information. I think everyone in this fucking situation is hallucinating information. Like, where did he misgender Chris? Like, I don't get that at all, man.
Also, like that's like the most like how is that transphobic?
Yeah, wait,
what?
hold on. It's transphobic to misgender a they them. That doesn't even make sense. It's this weird thing where he says like, "Oh, this guy's bad because he's calling other people leftoids," and it's like, again, way to reveal your political biases. Like, come on, man. When you do shit like this, when you like reveal these biases you have, you just make yourself less credible. People don't want biased journalists. People don't like that. People don't like biased journalism.
And complains about pride and diversity. I don't know. He's honestly just a really odd character. A gay Christian furry who really hates.
Yeah, you know, I agree he's a really weird character. That part of that is him being a furry, to be fair. I think furries are weird, but they can do
True.
whatever the fuck they want, and
This is probably the funniest part of the video and comments. He keeps complaining about slang. Like in the video, he kind of jokingly uses the words vibe and cringe, and he doesn't like how younger people use it. Even though,
yeah, you know, like, true, first of all, true, but it's like, at this point, we were getting so fucking off topic. Like, they started with Deltarune, and now we're getting to, like, race and George Floyd jokes and gay furries and slang terms. It's like, back the fuck up for a second here. How did this happen? how did point A go to point B? Like, what the fuck?
those words have been popular for like a decade at this point. But he also says that Loki, Cap, and For Real are hood speak. Yeah, I wonder what he harbors against people who speak in a way that he considers hood. TimeLarG is one.
Is he like what is he insinuating that this guy is racist because he considers Cap and Loki to be a hood speak?
Like, come on, at this point, just be open with your racism. It doesn't even make sense. I mean,
Just be open with your. But my God. So okay, so he's being accused of being racist, and then he defends himself against being racist, and then this guy over here sees that he's defending himself, and then sees that as an admission of racism. Like, did fucking Franz Kafka write this video? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
look at these thumbnails. He's not doing a very good job of hiding it, and he just
What fucking video is this? What is this? Who fucking who made this video? Who made this video? What am I looking at right now? Dude, I'm so confused. We have lost the fucking plot.
keeps going. Even to within a few hours before I wrote the script, he's still arguing with people in the comments. And if in
Wait, I actually want to read this. Hold on. You're an undesirable hoodweeb, a tourist who doesn't belong on our internet. That's pretty harsh. That was uncalled for. That was uncalled for. The fuck is this thumbnail? Now you gotta get blocked, bro. Learn to
Oh, dude,
speak.
dude, that's the same dude.
Wait, is this the same dude? Hold on. It is the same dude. What the fuck? Learn to speak English instead of Ebonics, you broccoli head. You're already
What?
blocked from job interviews and everywhere else from being a weird leftoid. Jesus Christ! This guy's an asshole! I take it all back! I take it back! This guy is actually low-key kind of an asshole!
And to finish this up, he also draws cub art, which
Like, I get it, yeah, it's weird. Cub art is weird, I agree, cub art is fucking weird. We are so far fucking past the point of even Deltarune being the topic anymore. Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
can assume is some creep stuff that I've really not learned more about. And since releasing
It's some creep stuff, guys. It's some creep stuff. Why does he say it like that? Some creep stuff. Say it with your whole chest, man. Say it like you mean it.
Say what it is, bro.
You were saying earlier that this guy is being on the bush and not being overtly racist. Hey, listen, you be overt. You be fucking
this
overt.
first video, he has made several more bait videos since, now trying to get some more views.
Wait, is this so this is a different video that he made? Hold on. I kind of respect the rage bait to a degree, though.
Unfortunately, these videos also have a fundraiser for regrowing circumcised foreskin, and it has exactly
Wait, what? Wait, what?
What?
Regrowing circumcised? You can do that?
You could do that?
So we got fucking Yahoo on the phone. He needs to know about this right now.
Get the big Yahoo on the phone now.
Donations go towards to helping men regrow their skin after it was forcefully taken from them at birth without consent through the barbaric practice of circumcision. Oh my God!
Is this bait? Is this bait?
This has gotta be fucking bait, dude. There's no fucking way.
My release of this video will unfortunately put some more attention on his channel, so please don't go there just to comment mean.
Yeah, don't go hating on anyone unless I say so. Hate on this guy. I'm joking.
don't hate on anyone.
That was brain damage. I now posit you a question. Let's go back to this. Hold on. Or there was this. Okay, I have a question for you. Is this worse than Ben Shapiro?
No, not at fucking all, bro.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Holy fuck, this was funny. This was just funny.
Fucking hilarious. Like,
Yeah, that is a video that exists. Dude, this guy, holy fuck, this guy uploads so often. What the hell? Wait, Deltarune fans found my address over my game. Hold on. Back the fuck up. People were actually doxing him. Don't do that, man.
why is George Floyd in the fucking
Why,
most recent
yeah, why is George Floyd in there? What the fuck? Dude, holy fuck. The rage bait. There's the depths to this rage bait are unreal. Wait, he's live streaming right now. He's
live streaming. Let's check it out. Let's check it out.
Blue Floyd!
Oh man, this is gonna be a long way down. This is gonna be a long way down.
Don't say long way down, dude. Don't say long way down. This is not helping the transphobia allegation case, is all I'm saying.
Like, I commented on the post because someone said that they were cosplaying as an underage character, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Can people not cosplay underage characters anymore? Like,
What? I don't even know what are we talking about anymore? Is there like any context for this at all? Oh, it's this.
yeah, it's
Someone cosplaying as. Hold on, I did not see the background. Hold on.
Cast snow grave on all
Wait, what do you mean he reposted this? I might need to circle back on me defending him. I might need to circle back on defending him, guys.
Like I said, I didn't realize that Chris was real, and I seriously do not condone those varied statements. So
Guys,
Oh,
he doesn't condone. Okay, never mind. He's not racist, guys. He doesn't condone the statements. He just retweeted it. He just retweeted it, and he's following the guy who posted the video, but he doesn't condone those statements.
I'm gay. I'm a but
Okay. Okay. You can't be saying these things on your YouTube live stream. What are we doing anymore, dude?
what are we lost the plot, bro. Can we get in the video?
I mean, I guess that's it. Like, this guy, he made a video with an edgy thumbnail. People did not take kindly to it, and then he just doubled and tripled down and started rage baiting.
And then I don't even know what the fuck that live stream was, bro.
I don't even know, but it's like, like going into this, I thought like I would be critiquing his arguments against Chapter 5, and that's what we did. But then it just kind of fucking devolved, didn't it? Like, holy shit. I feel like I just went on an acid trip. Okay, like, dude, like, don't harass this guy. I think that he is making a lot of edgy jokes, and I think if you dislike him for that, totally reasonable. Yeah, I think, calling him a racist might be taken a bit too far. Oh, actually, not really. Like,
Yeah, I mean, maybe not.
I feel like, at the beginning of this, I was like, okay, I don't think he's racist. I just think he said some of these jokes. I think that, at this point, I could probably definitively say that he's at
Just
least
a little
not,
bit.
he's at least a little bit. Like, you gotta be a little bit racist to do this kind of shit, don't you? This other guy, why not Levin? I think he's also wrong. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can make edgy jokes, that's one thing. Being an asshole on the internet is another thing, and I don't like people being an asshole on the internet, especially if it's pretty uncalled for. You shouldn't really jump to accusations, because I think if you do that, then you're part of the problem. I think you're an asshole if you jump to accusations. With that being said, this guy is fucking weird. Okay? There's no denying that this guy is really fucking weird. Anyways, I guess that's it.